Loknath will be joining us for the panel discussion as well. I'll now take the opportunity to invite the esteemed panelists for this session. We have with us Srimati Manisha Singh, Chief Architect, Business Development, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Please put your hands together and welcome her on the stage. With 30 plus years in design and architecture, Srimati Manisha now leads metro station and TOD project design at DMRC. She has vast international experience and has held leadership roles across public infrastructure agencies. Further, she is specialized in enhancing user value within institutional, transit, and industrial spaces. Her expertise includes curriculum development, strategic management, and executing design projects. She continues to contribute her architectural expertise to a wide range of projects, demonstrating her commitment to innovate and harmonize design solutions. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. We now welcome on stage Shri Pankaj Bhatia, Managing Director, GTS India, Hitachi Rail GTS India Private Limited. With 25 plus years in ICT and smart mobility, Shri Pankaj drives business growth, P&L, and strategic planning. Formerly at NEC, he led smart mobility and smart city initiatives across India and the Middle East. He has worked in key domains like smart transportation, mobility, smart cities, ICCC, surveillance, safe cities, BFSI, with core competencies for P&L management, business expansion, key account management, customer relationship, business transformation through continuous focus on 3 Ps, and right structure and right culture. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Please put your hands together and welcome Shri Vipul Mishra, Senior Development Specialist, Japan International Cooperation Agency. Mr. Vipul manages transportation and disaster risk projects for JICA, including the DFC and Bengaluru Metro. Within over 15 years in the field, he blends engineering expertise with policy and international cooperation. In his role at JICA, Shri Mishra oversees critical aspects of ODA loan procurement policy and management, guiding the successful implementation of transformative projects within the transportation sector. His leadership is particularly prominent in projects such as the Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, Bengaluru Metro, and Northeast Road Connectivity Improvement Project. A very, very hearty welcome to you, sir. Up next, I invite Shri Nishunk, Garg, Vande Bharat Project Director, RS Kinet. With 20 plus years of experience in rolling stock, Shri Nishunk has led major metro and RRTS projects. His expertise spans project execution, bidding, and customer engagement across India's key transit initiatives. Hence, his expertise span over customer management, sales, project management, bids, and contracts, all contributing to growth and success of organization. Please welcome Shri Nishunk Garg on stage. Very warm welcome to you, sir. And this session, ladies and gentlemen, will be moderated by Shri Dhingra, Management Consultant, Rail and Metro, former Chief Country Representative and Director, Management Board, Bombardier Transportation India. With 43 plus years in rail, Shri Harsh has led strategy, project execution, and global partnerships at Bombardier, Mitsubishi, and others. A policy influencer and advisor, he is driving freight and metro modernization in India. Moreover, he is currently working as a consultant, rail and metro to MNCs and global infrastructure fund houses. He has been actively involved in revolutionizing freight transportation through the technology to improve connectivity and reduce carbon footprint. Please put your hands together and welcome Shri Dhingra, our esteemed session moderator. And I now hand it over to sir for further proceedings.
Thank you, madam. I think post-lunch, looking at the presentation which Loknath made, I would see everybody awake. That shows that the Kochi Metro has done well. That is why everybody is happy with you. It's my...
Take bad food also, you keep awake.
But after taking bad food, normally you sleep. But here, everybody is awake, you can see that. But let me also, on behalf of the panelists here, which is a group of good people, intelligent people who are there in the panel today, thank Rail Analysis, Ashok ji and Tanveer, for creating this kind of event, 2 days event, and I can see the great presence from the industry here, which shows that the event is successful post-lunch today itself. So let me start my discussion because, the topic is considering metros, considering railways, considering the advancement in technology. And since Loknath made the presentation, so the thing which came to my mind when he was giving presentation was on the metro and the water metro. So one of the challenges normally being faced is when you have this kind of a multi-modal transport, how do you do the real-time integration for these kind of transport, because the headway that you're going to achieve in the metros are going to be different from water metros?
See, it is because what I say is that physical integration with the metro by using the NMT funds. So we connected the metro rail stations with this water metro station wherever possible. And but more than that, or we gave a circular bus so that people can get down, say, at MG Road station and go to the High Court, which is around 2 kilometers by bus. And that is one of the things we physically did. But the most importantly is that we have this RPT cards, I mean tickets. It is, or you have a Kochi 1 card, which is issued by a bank, and it is a first open loop card in the whole country. So you can buy, also purchase and everything with that card. So that particular thing is actually, you can travel whether in the water metro or metro, doesn't matter. So AFC gets open.
Yeah.
So that is one of the integrations which we did. And more so, as I told, it was a challenge to actually integrate these auto rickshaws as well as these feeder buses with the same thing. So we went to actually that QR coded kind of thing. So what we do is that through the app, you download the QR code for the metro, water metro, and for auto rickshaw as well as for the buses. And you can actually squeeze it to one. And you can actually use this in the POS machine or wherever it is actually reading that. That is very simple technology. It's not that like account-based ticketing or whatever. That is a new algorithm you have to write. Here, it is not. It's very simple. It can be done by anybody. It is only thing is that people have to like it. In Kerala, as you know, people love technology to be immediately. If they were actually pressing me that why WhatsApp is not there. When WhatsApp is done, then they say why Telegram is not there. So Telegram has come. So similarly, it is all the demand of the people and it is their metro. So let them actually have their, that is how we do the
That's good, because Kochi Metro also is, the pioneer in bringing the bank as the cash collector. I think that was the first experiment you did and it has come out very well.
No, that actually gives us a lot of money. That you have, that actually the royalty.
Commuters can expect a lower fare from you?
Oh, that actually we have, that is a very tricky and sensitive issue. I don't want to talk about it, but till date also nobody has said that you are very high. That's going on 60 rupees is the maximum.
Yeah.
That's.
And Loknath, you also mentioned about the passenger capacity. Today you said you have reached 100,000 per day. And that is only on phase 1 of 28 kilometers. Phase 2 is under construction. Phase 3 DPR study is being done. And the water metro also is going to be added by December 27, as you mentioned. So what is the capacity you're looking at post phase 2 and once the water metro gets into operation?
Look, I was amazed when I came and joined. I saw in the DPR of the first page, it is written 4 lakh is the commuter. Then I actually jokingly said, even my grandson will not be able to see that because it is so inflated. Anyway, I am not saying going by optimism. Sir, what we did is that we did a little bit of hard work to get it to this 1 lakh figure. And this year, actually, we have put a target. This year, we have to go to 1,20,000. And when the metro length goes up, you take Delhi Metro, now 65 lakhs, 70 lakhs, how they are actually, because they are expanding. You should not consider that what is the investment and kind of things. What actually is happening is that in the second phase, I know for that, whatever the DPR is that, we will get 65,000 because the smart city as well as the info city both are there. And most of them are women. So they will travel. I know that 100% they will travel. And the third phase, because it's joining the actually airport, so we can say though it's a 19 kilometers, 19.6 kilometers, we can expect around 50,000 to 60,000. I'm not going because info about that 11 kilometer will be better. And because it is actually a lot of women are going to use, we have called it pink line. And this is going to be the, for years to come, it may be increasing say 10% or so because of the need, because of the carrying capacity of the roads have been adjusted. So people actually will travel. That is why it. Water metro, our all things actually went in a, we thought that it will be less. Now it is actually more. Every boat is full. So therefore, though they have projected 34,000 people to travel every day, it will maybe around 50 or 55,000 when it is complete. So it is a good thing.
Good. That brings me to a question because you mentioned about Delhi Metro, and Delhi Metro is in operation for the last 20 years plus. Now your phase 4 is also getting constructed. What is the line capacity you are expecting, and how this intermodal transport things are being planned by Delhi Metro now? Because we have always seen that in Delhi Metro, majority of the stations are totally congested. And how these things are being addressed in the phase 4? Maybe you'd like to highlight this, Manisha ji.
Well, thank you for inviting me, first and foremost. Our phase 4 and phase 5 corridors, we have started working. I myself am taking care of Ritala-Nathupur corridor. And we are streamlining a lot as far as our design is concerned of station designs. We are also making it more user-friendly. We are using a lot of computer simulations so that we can, actually get the best platform designs. We are also using a lot of passive architecture principles, thereby reducing our energy consumption. We are into a lot of eco-friendly materials. We are also bringing in computer technology, which is a lot of modular and parametric design by using Revit modeling in order to, further streamline our passenger situations. We are also doing connectivity to GPRA colonies from our metro stations. We are planning our metro stations such, which can be within a walkway passage of 300 to 500 meters. So these are some of the principles that we are using.
All these things which you are adopting in phase 4 and phase 5, are you going to put this in the phase 1 and 2 existing line as well? Because the technology upgradation will take place in the existing stations?
Yeah, as far as technology, we have started using, we have just recently invited a few POCs for digital twine, where we can actually monitor and put in sensors so that we can further, have some kind of maintenance profile. And we already have a system where we are making it SCADA compatible. So we are in the process of further renovating and upgrading our stations.
And now Delhi Metro is over 350 kilometers in operation. And phase 4 is in there under construction. So what are the major challenges you have seen during the construction phase when you are implementing such kind of projects?
Our major challenges that, thank you for asking this question. Well, as you must be knowing, DDA has notified a few of our metro stations for TOD, which come under the TOD scheme, and just recently in the budget session, TOD was given a lot of prima facie importance. But the major problems that we face is that we have to navigate through a lot of stakeholders, which becomes a slightly tricky situation. Second, we also do not have right now a proper urban design policy in place for Delhi. And thereby, like for instance, we have certain corridors which run through heritage areas, which are notified as TOD, but since there is no policy there, we are unable to actually exploit and make maximum benefit of the area. So those are the challenges that we are facing. Then the third one is because we do not have a proper framework in our PPP projects, it becomes more of revenue generation rather than, a public comfort situation. So these are the challenges that we face.
Good. Now, let me bring my friend from JICA here, because you have been funding these metro projects in India and also the railway projects. And you have seen the challenges being seen here. Two challenges you have immediately seen when Loknath mentioned about the DPR estimates as well the actual number of people traveling, and the challenges because of latest number of stakeholders getting involved. So how do you address these kind of challenges when these kind of reports come to you and when you sanction such loans to them?
So first of all, thank you, Chair. And at the outset, we grateful that you invite JICA for this platform. So I do second the opinion Mr. Behera has said and Madam Manisha has said that there's a problem which we face also in the project appraisal. So I'll put a perspective on the development finance partner sides. So if we get the project to be appraised, that project is already approved by the Government of India, which is sanction cost and sanction time. And by the time we get that DPR to be reviewed and the appraisal time required for us is about close to a year, right? And somehow we have experienced that time has not been included in that period. So somehow eventually it ends up with some cost overrun, time overrun, and the challenges which is, Madam rightly said that about TOD, which is a very recently phenomena come in the new metro with a new policy introduced by the Mahua and as well as parallel to the states as well. So we are working on those policies and then exploring that how the land value capturing, which can be done at the best, and not looking at the real estate aspect, also the modal shift, which we are experiencing that unless we get a full-fledged network, DPR already have some figures calculated, and then Mr. Behera said that it was 4 lakh and they found 1 lakh later on. We do also find that figures are exaggerated, right? More optimism kept in that report, but unless we get a network, the ridership cannot be achieved, which we have experienced. Like Delhi Metro has phenomenal, right? But if you get an individual one-line network, maybe another line coming cross to it, unless we get a complete network, the entire footfall or ridership cannot be achieved as we planned for. And modal shift is still a challenge which all the metro companies and we development factor is also facing, that how to get more of the rider shift from their private vehicles, and also not only for the using public transport, that's climate effect also taking place on that. So we are working closely with the partners, and somehow we have got very good figures, especially in Delhi and Mumbai and Chennai. So we are working on it, we're continuously working on it as well. Thank you.
And that also brings to the question that, there is a global benchmark in the metro. Indian metro system are expanding, and JICA has been funding these kind of projects worldwide. So how do you compare the working or the execution of the projects in India as compared to worldwide? And what are the different technologies which you can recommend, which can be adopted, which can be good for the commuter services?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for this question. I think if we see the cost of construction, the capex side, we are actually at a very, very good position, right? We are not very higher end, and our cost of construction is comparatively very low. And talking about the operation side, there's still a lot of opportunities are there. So talking about example, which we are doing with, we are doing one project with DMRC, and parallelly same we are reflecting with BMRC and Mumbai Metro. So that is a digitalized transformation, DX, right? So how we are introducing the new end technology in that we are introducing concept like metro in a box. Metro in a box. So in which starting from the planning itself and till operation side, all will be digitalized, and how the data which we are already capturing or may also capture in future from that using this technology can be leveraged to the future efficiency. So taking an example, if I say, so many are engineers here, so if we take an example of construction phase, so if drawing get changed, go back to the architect, and then team placed with the GC, and that has come to the contractor. So it's a lot of transition periods. Let's say a couple of weeks and in fact months as well. If we can create one platform and all the stakeholders can work together, the changes can be made at the sitting at the from the architect office, right, anywhere in the world, and then be approved by the employer sitting in his office, and parallelly monitored by the contractor side as well as the third party. So it can be done in a couple of hours or a couple of days. So how the technology can improve the efficiency as well as the reduce the time period, which eventually linked with the cost as well. Talking about the OPEX side, so how digitalization can be help in that we used to have the predictive maintenance. So if we, through AI, if we can generate some data that how our equipments will perform, and then what are the life cycle of the equipments can be articulated, can be pre-imagined. So the cost and then the response time, well, which is also money. Time is also money, so we can be reduced. So this way with two examples, it's a lot of components are already there, but with two examples you can understand that how we are working in the digitalization aspect. Thank you.
Good, you mentioned about digitalization. Who will be now my question goes to Pankaj. They are doing well in Hitachi on digitalization, so maybe you would like to elaborate on the footprint of Hitachi GTS, and based on your experience, what more can be done on the metro, especially on the digitalization?
Yeah. Thanks, Real Analysis, for giving me this opportunity. So let me first briefly tell you about Hitachi presence in India. Hitachi, as you know, is a big Japanese MNC and having a big presence in India from last many, many years. Hitachi, total 28 companies they have in India. But let me focus our discussion on the rail part. So there are various Hitachi companies who are providing different systems and solutions and services to railway sector, including metro. One is like Hitachi Rail STS, which provides signaling and telecom to many metros, including right now they are implementing the largest signaling metro project for Chennai Metro. Similarly, we are there, Hitachi Rail GTS, which is erstwhile Thales GTS company, which was acquired by Hitachi Rail last year, and we became Hitachi Rail GTS. So we are providing our fare collection and ticketing solution to customers like DMRC. So DMRC is our biggest customer from last 22 years. We are providing fare collection and ticketing solutions to Delhi Metro. Then there is Hitachi Energy, which is the biggest company of Hitachi in India, and also the only company of Hitachi which is listed in India, in Indian stock market. So they provide a lot of energy solutions to mainline railway, metros, a lot of customers they have. Then we have Hitachi Digital Systems, who provide a lot of digital solutions to railways, trying to optimize and provide operational excellence, and all these solutions are there. So overall, there are many companies of Hitachi who are working in railway segment. I would like to name two projects here because of the interest of time. One is what we are doing for Delhi Metro. So from last 22 years since inception of Delhi Metro, we are providing fare collection and ticketing solutions to Delhi Metro. And the current project which we are doing for Delhi Metro, which is called DS24, in which we have upgraded all legacy systems at all 256 stations. There were multiple OEM systems, Samsung, Indra, whatnot, right? So all these equipment at all these 256 stations, we have upgraded to our latest AFC system, which includes QR, NCMC, and whatnot. So that is the brownfield part of project, which we have already done. So more than 7,000 equipment we have upgraded through retrofitment and replacement and all that. Second part of the project is the greenfield one, where the new lines, phase 3, and all these things are coming up. So 44 new stations, we will be putting up our new systems. 4 are already done. 1 is already in revenue operation, where you have NCMC card, you have QR-based ticket. Some of the innovative functionalities which we have implemented in this project for DMRC, which is probably the first time in India. And these days you must be seeing on social media handles of DMRC, they are promoting a new type of ticket which they call MJQRT, which is like multi-journey QR ticket. So earlier QR ticket, whether it is paper QR or mobile QR, they were one-time use ticket, right? So there was a need for a QR pass. So that we have achieved through multi-journey QR ticket feature. So from the Delhi Metro Momentum app, you can book MJ QRT ticket. So one-time QR will be generated. You can keep on loading balance in the in that wallet through any digital media channel. And if you have sufficient balance, the same QR you can use forever for multiple journeys. So this is a unique functionality which we have launched. Similarly, what we know as a mobility as a service, right? Integration, what Sir was also talking, they have done in Kochi. So here also, first time in India, we have integrated QR ticket of DMRC with IRCTC. So now the mainline passengers, like somebody is booking IRCTC ticket to travel from Varanasi to Delhi, in the same QR ticket, after coming to Delhi, they can travel in any line of Delhi Metro. So integrated QR between mainline railways and Delhi Metro. Similarly, we have integrated DMRC QR with IRCTC also. So now the next phase is we will do the same for DTC buses, right? So we are trying to build a total integrated single ticket system, unified one in overall Delhi NCR. So this is one project. The second project, which is not done by my company, but it is a Hitachi project. It is done by Hitachi Rail STS. Recently, on 6th June, I think Prime Minister inaugurated this railway line in Jammu and Kashmir, right? Udhampur, Srinagar, Baramulla, which is 272 kilometers in the most difficult terrain you can imagine, right? So Hitachi Rail has provided entire cabling, okay, on 58-kilometer toughest terrain in the toughest condition. Then we have provided our digital Excel counter system at all stations, and then the latest CBTC signaling for the entire track. So these are two the prestigious projects I would like to mention. There are many more I can talk about, but these are the ones.
That's a good footprint for Hitachi in India. Since you mentioned about railways, let me now come to Kinet. Kinet is one of the first private player who are going to make the Vande Bharat trains in India. All along it has been ICF who are making, ICF now RCF also has started making, or a PSU PML who is also planning to make. So would you like to share something about Kinet? Where are we when the commuters are going to see these Vande Bharat trains? What kind of technology differences you find in these trains as compared to IR manufactured trains? And what kind of additional services you are going to provide to the commuters here? Nishunk.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the most awaited question, I would say. Everybody is eager to see what kind of changes we are going to see in the Vande Bharat sleeper trains. So I'll just start with, so as you said, Kinet is a completely Indian-owned company, which is having our shares, including the RVNL. We are going to manufacture these trains in India. That is the factory which is placed in Maharashtra. I'll just try to answer this question in two parts. One is that which can be seen by the passengers, which is the end customers. And one is which is cannot be seen by the end customers because it is driven in the technology. And I'll try to reveal some features with this help of this platform. So as we travel in the current trains, we always feel that the third AC somehow the people don't want to get into. Everyone wants to get into either the lower berth or the middle berth, but nobody wants to get into the upper berth. There is some problem. I would not say that actually a problem, but yes, everyone wants to get some more comfort. So even this kind of ergonomics has been thought about it, which is going to be implemented in the ladder design. So ladders are going to be designed in such a way that the passengers, even the slightly older age passenger, can also be able to accommodate to the third berth. If I'll talk about the another one, which is called as the moment you go for the upper berth, the people start feeling too cold because of the AC and the HVAC. Even that part is also being taken care of in these trains, which we are working on. The detailed CFD simulation is being done, and that is how the air duct is being planned. So apart from that, the modern aesthetics, the modern interiors are going to be a part of these trains. The another part which is not going to be seen by the end passengers is about the air springs, the bogie suspensions, which is going to give a better ride comfort, which is being, yes, by notice in the metros, the RRTs, the major projects which is already running in the country. But our trains is also going to be one of them.
Good. The metro operations in India, in Tier 1 city and now in Tier 2 city, all have been driven by the heavy metros. Heavy metros, when I say, I talk about 15-ton axle load or 16-ton axle load. But I personally believe that we don't require this heavy metro in all the cities, especially the Tier 2 cities. And kind of PPSD, we have seen it in the Tier 2 cities. I'm not comparing Delhi Metro where we have touched 50,000 to 60,000. But in other Tier 2 cities, we are still struggling at 10,000, 20,000. So the newer technologies or the other alternative technology which are available in the market, like light metros, LRVs, or trams, or monorails, this has still not been accepted in the Indian market. I don't know the reason behind it. Maybe Mr. Loknath, you would like to address on it because, one of your sister city, Trivandrum, has been struggling to bring these kind of metros in India for the last 8 years. So what are the challenges you find to get these kind of light metros or monorails in India?
Sir, actually, I'll put it this way. What type of metro has to be introduced is there in 2017 policy of the metro rail policy. And then say the PHPDT, the per hour, footfall you can say, if it is more than 15,000, it goes to the metro like Kochi or DMRC or something. And if it goes between 10 to 15, then you go for the light metro.
Yeah.
And below that, you have that Metro Neo, which is actually rubberized, kind of tram kind of thing. What is happening today, honest to you, sir, it is like this. When we calculated Trivandrum, the cost of the light metro is becoming actually 1.5 times the metro because everything has to be imported. There is nothing is made here. No signaling system, nothing has been developed as yet. So that is how, even the DMRC, who is our consultant in the Trivandrum, they said that ye nahi hoga. You cannot actually, if I put it 14,999 to make it light metro, but what is the advantage? You are actually going to spend more money. And the project will be delayed because everything you have to bring it from outside. So, sir, what you have said is a very good point, sir. By 2047, when we are aspiring to have 100 urban areas to have, metro. I'm talking about urban areas, not the cities or towns. Then this particular thing have to be done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be a waste. The waste will be like, you see actually 4 coach wala metro and there only few people are riding that. It looks also, optics also is bad. And forget about the planning and the finance department will say, kya bana diya aapne? So what is happening is that, sir, what you said, the transport sector has evolved. Now you know that you were telling the other day about Leh tram, which is been put in Brisbane now. And now we are doing a study there, as you said, sir, in Trivandrum and Kochi. That is, they say that it is much cheaper than putting a metro thing. And it can work on an elevated platform also. They have done it on the grade, but it can do that. And the cost will be almost 1/3 of the metro cost. So it has to, we have to go. That's why we told the DMRC during the last MD's meeting, you have actually a R&D cell. You are the big boss. You are in Delhi. And study the various systems. Why monorail is working in other South Asian countries, why it will not be working, why it failed in Mumbai. It can always be that. The technology is there. So, sir, when we are thinking about Tier 2 and Tier 3, have a flexible mind. For that, do a research. And the Indian Railways can contribute because they have very good engineers who can actually think about all these things. My only question, my thing is that let the DMRC or even the Indian Railways do an R&D saying that Gorakhpur, isme ye chalna chahiye. And we can actually now, there is a time when the last meeting, we are trying to modify the 2017 policy also. Because 2017, the technology was limited. Now all these new things have come. So I will wish that most of the urban areas have a mass transport system. Let it not be only the big metro.
Yeah.
And it will be, the cost will be then less, and people will also comfortably ride.
You're right, Loknathji. Let me bring a different perspective here. If you come to light metro from 15-ton axle load, you bring it down to 10-ton axle load, you rightly said, civil construction cost comes down almost by 40 to 50%. As far as technology is concerned, when we started metros in India somewhere in 2000, that time also the metro technology was new to India, whether it was signaling or rolling stock. Today it has evolved, and today the CBTC technology as a rolling stock product that is manufactured in India is almost 30 to 40% cheaper than what is available internationally. So I don't think from the Indian industry perspective, the technology is a challenge. Challenge is, you rightly said, 2017 when we thought of bringing that, there was some kind of a, setback for the metro organization because they wanted to continue with the heavy metros. So looking at these aspects, and when JICA evaluate these kind of projects, obviously in the DPRs, different technologies are mentioned, whether they should go with heavy metro and light metro. Do you provide these kind of suggestions to government based on your international experience?
Yeah, well, we got some project proposals, especially once that Gorakhpur said that we have got some discussion with UP Metro about that projects. Yes, we also, when we explore the possibility and then we appraise the project, so depend upon the capacity, I think the solution required for the city has to be explored. Replicate metro all over is not a solution. Like one example, we have got that RRTS, right? Very nicely done for Delhi and then connecting NCR. So maybe reflected for other city. Chennai is planning for that recently, and then maybe any others coming. So yes, city-specific customized solution is required. For population having 3, 4, 5 lakh population may not get increased to multi-million in coming years or coming decades. So I think those light metro, BRTs are one of the solution, right? We focus is to have the mass rapid transit, right? So just to shift and fast, people should move fastly and with a lower cost or maybe less carbon footprint. So these solutions should be explored. Policy itself says that tier 2, tier 3 city with lesser population, PHPD is a criteria that metro light, metro neo should be explored. And we also advocate such solutions. And parallelly, we also explore the market, who are the suppliers in India. So this is also a challenge which we have faced when we have explored the market, that who are the current suppliers for these technologies, which is rightly said Mr. Behera also, that we should also see that preparing the ecosystem. Once we have a need, also parallelly we should have an ecosystem who can develop and transfer the technology. Yeah. Thank you.
Manisha ji, Delhi Metro is always considered as, mother of metros in India. And Loknath ji rightly mentioned that DMRC has to take the initiative. Whenever we have to bring this kind of technology, you would like to share some thoughts on that?
Well, as I told you, I am handling Rithala-Nathapur, which is the new upcoming corridor, which initially at DPR stage was sanctioned for LRT. However, because of, various policies and PHPD ridership, it eventually got transformed into, I would not say metro, but it is now truncated metro system, which we are doing. And as far as to highlight the architecture side, we've already started, streamlining station designs to actually bring in and make it more compatible with new technology. For instance, the age-old design where you have a concourse, we have completely deleted concourse in our new design. So that also has brought down the cost. And we have tried other technology and user-friendly approach and a lot of computer simulations. So to begin with, I think Rithala-Bhavana-Nathapur corridor is going to be quite, we are still dreaming, but as Abdul Kalam sir said, you have to dream to actually, do some very drastic design solutions. So we are in the dreaming stage, and very soon we will be probably, having new streamlined structures and designs to be compatible with the new rolling stock technology.
But from the civil perspective and the architect perspective, don't you think that these kind of lighter version will be cheaper for...
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, yes, for sure.
So you have address on the civil side. Let me ask you from signaling side. CBTC is now matured in India. So do you think bringing new technologies of lighter metros in India, CBTC could be a challenge, or CBTC is given in India?
Frankly speaking, I am not the expert on CBTC. My colleagues from STS or Hitachi Rail. Yeah. So I don't see any challenge because we have done it in many countries. And I think technology-wise, basic, it is same as far as I know. So it should not be a challenge. In terms of ticketing and all that, there is no challenge at all, right? Whether it is a metro, whether it is monorail, LRT, or even bus, the ticketing solutions are same.
Nishunk, you are a rolling stock expert here. And because you have worked in companies like Bombardier, Alstom, and you have also seen metros, heavy metros and lighter metros. What is your opinion on light metros in India? Whether they will be acceptable to the industry, the manufacturers?
I would say this can be a change in the market if we have the light metros for sure. I'll just share you an example. We touched upon long back somewhere in my own city. We met with some higher officials to start with it. But yes, that did not materialize due to some reasons. But I would say it'll be a game changer to have it in the market if we have it.
Good. I think majority of the question that was there in my mind, I have already asked my fellow colleagues. And I would like now to open this forum for the audience to have some questions from the experts here. Yes, sir. Please identify yourself and the question you are asking to the individual, you can mention that.
My name is Singh. I am the consultant.
Can somebody give the mic to him, please? Yeah.
My question is the loan agreement with JICA and the DMRC is in Japanese yen. Every year, loan agreement with JICA and the DMARC is in Japanese yen. Every year, we are paying a huge amount on the exchange rate fluctuation. Last year, 2024-25, we paid, surprisingly, 2,000 crore besides interest on account of exchange rate fluctuations. Can't we contract be in the Indian rupees? I know whether you have the answer of this or not, it's a political issue, but still. Thank you.
Thank you. Very difficult question for answer to at my level. This is a government-to-government agreement, so it's a policy decision. And of course, there are some terms and conditions decided in the loan agreement, so which I think it's a agreement decided by both the parties. So I am not the right person to comment on it, whether it's right or wrong, right, at the position.
Let me put my thoughts here. You rightly said, sir, foreign exchange is a critical component. Today, if you see the balance sheets of metro organization, you will find that though these international funding came at 1% or 0.5%, but actually it is more than 8 to 9%. And today, if you go to the market and borrow at 6%, people will be ready to fund this project. So you rightly said, we don't have to look at the international agencies. We can definitely fund it from the Indian market, these kind of projects. Any more questions?
Good afternoon. My name is Ranganathan. I represent Feed Forward Technologies Limited, shortly called as Convin. I am the head of business and finance in this company. I have one question to both the leaders of the metro and one question to JICA. We have almost about 23 cities operating metros across India. Almost 80% of them are operational today, and balance about 20-25% are in WAP stages. And we are planning to extend this to more cities, more likely to about 50 before the end of 2035. That's what the government of India is also planning across. And we have, as of April 2025, 1,000 kilometers of metro connected and operational across India, and we rank third among all the countries in the world. Given this large push for metro, like what our MD of Kochi Metro said, that expansion from rail metro to other metros like water metro, etc., the parallel deployment of the success of one metro. For example, Kolkata Metro, though it was started and took a long time to generate and become an operational viability, Delhi Metro came up very soon because of the fact that some of the parallel deployment from Kolkata Metro to Delhi Metro came up very swiftly thanks to the energetic E.R. Sridharan. The point which I am now saying is that with technology coming up in a bigger way, more particularly the artificial intelligence technology, which is pervading into every railway operations and more particularly into metro operations, does the metro chiefs have in their vision deployment of artificial intelligence as part of their USP model so that the metro can more efficiently, more appropriately bring the concept of inclusivity across all the population? This is to the chief of the metro. One question to my friend in JICA. What is the USP of JICA in providing light metro options and models to India? That's the only thing.
Look, I think the question is relating to the AI. Am I clear? Sure. Look, I will tell you something which is not talked about. In the last 1 year, during my travel or otherwise attending some meetings like this, with a lot of experts, even international experts, no metro in this world has harnessed the usefulness of AI. We only talk about AI where we have actually put this. AI is put for actually, and nowadays, in my office, if I tell, make a report, they will immediately, within 1 hour, they will make a report and beautiful English and all kind of things happening. DMRC, sometime back, ma'am, I'm just taking the liberty because I am associated with that particular project, actually did a study. 25 areas of metro, including public interface, where the AI can be used. But then they thought that it will be a huge amount of money because the sensors, other things have to be, hardware also has to be put to collect the data. Now what happened is that, so they in their prudence thought of actually 5 areas in which they should work. So they have now appointed a consultant, they are working. And last time when I attended the UITP meeting, only one metro in the world, I found that they have used AI. I don't know why they have used the AI, opening the lift. That means the lifts in the metros are meant for disabled people and senior citizens. The lift recognizes you through the AI algorithm. It opens only for them. Talk about predictive maintenance or all these things we have to necessarily study and get it done. And we just cannot just say generative AI will use it like this. It will not work. So now the UITP has now established a group of scientists and various institutions to tell that all over the world how the AI can be used. It is used in medical science, other places, but it is not used in metro. Trust me. It is only talked about. You just find out even in the internet where it has been used. It is not used, but in a way, one thing I am very optimistic. The late starters are always gainers. So if we start little also late, we will be gainers. And many of the things in metro operations can be AI driven. There is no doubt. Now what is happening? One camera mein AI laga diya to identify unattended object. That is not the metro operation. Metro operation related to traction, signaling, all these particular things can only be done through a particular research. That is what actually AI is, but we have a bright future. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I am Rasna Kame from Sistra India, and even though we are working with Mr. Behera on the project, I don't have the complete understanding. And so while I was seeing your presentation, it was amazing being from an architectural background myself. I think mass transit needs to make sense at all levels. And there were so many fresh ideas in the presentation in the metro system, from women's self-help groups to solar panels, energy efficiency, open loop tickets, etc. I wanted to know from you, sir, did you have a clear vision to start with, or did it sort of evolve along the way? Who all helped you? How did you achieve all these amazing things?
Ma'am, have a seat. See, some of the things are come on its own. Say it evolves in a particular way, and you cannot say all the time you have a vision and you will have to do this way. What happens, that is the best management thing what you can think of, but it doesn't happen in practical. Whether I worked in law enforcement for 37 years, I know I may be having a vision that my area will be crime-free, but it doesn't happen. So similarly, it also happens this way. In the technology also, sometimes, जैसे भी technology भी धोखा भी देता है. You know, because I'll tell you in WhatsApp, ticketing, sometimes it will be delayed. That fellow will immediately say that, will send a immediately message to me saying that it is not working. So this kind of things always happen. So what you have to have two things together. You should have a vision, technology, mission, or whatever. But at the time, give importance in this kind of thing, whether it is Indian Railways or Metro, or even to the supporter or the facilitator of Metro like Hitachi. The most important thing in the entire management is the people. The people have to say what they really want. If they want the cleanest metro, it has to be given cleanest metro. They want the things to, they have passenger door systems, it should be actually that. That is how we operate. Most of the time it is, therefore I said, sometimes it gets evolved by its own. Sometimes you actually work for achieving your target or mission or vision, whatever you have put. Am I clear, ma'am?
Yeah. One question.
One question.
Yeah, I'm coming to you just after him.
Sir, my question is to Mr. Nishunk, Garg, Vande Bharat Project Director. Most of the panelists, they have already given reply on metro, but my question is a little bit different. If you see in India, Rajdhani speed is 140 km per hour, and Vande Bharat train speed is 160 km per hour. My question is, if the speed of the Vande Bharat trains cannot be increased, then how do they truly differ from Rajdhani trains in terms of value and utility? Mr. Nishunk Garg.
Okay. Currently, the design speed of these trains are 180 kmph, and the operating speed is 160, as you rightly said. It can be increased for sure, but it needs some modification. It cannot be increased immediately. Yes, for the testing, it will go to 176 as per the norms. But for the operations, it is 160, and it can be increased the way it is needed by the customer anytime. with some modifications. It is not that plug and play, and we can increase to a certain extent. As I said, testing would be done at 176, which is designed as 180. So
let me just give one thought here. Rajdhani is a loco-driven train. Vande Bharat is a distributed power train. There is a lot of energy efficiency that is coming into picture because of acceleration, this thing. And overall efficiency of these kind of trains. That is why they are replacing Rajdhanis and Shatabdis with Vande Bharat trains. So speed is not the criteria. It's the overall energy of the system which is a criteria here.
And the kind of, it is going to be developed from the ergonomic perspective, as I keep on saying, from the passenger experience perspective. You will see very soon.
Yeah, this is Atul from the same group, Feed Forward Technologies Private Limited. I am a CTO here. So my supplementary question to what you and Ranganathan sir discussed is that, of course, you have done a lot of studies on the feasibilities of AI into metros and railways. So, of course, those who are doing studies may not be very expert at AI because your problem was the cost effectiveness of the AIs. So my simple question is, because AI startups are the most disruptive industries. What you don't think can be done, and this is what startups have done a lot of times. What LLM is possible now was done by startups only. So why don't you do a POC than just a research and study with startups? Invite them for the POCs. Anyway, working with startups is always cost effective. So my simple question is, apart from doing studies, why don't you do POCs, invite startups for POCs for whatever problems you are facing in the AI industry?
Look, you are talking about the POC. You know, again, trust me, there are many metros have already instituted POCs, including me. I have also given it to somebody, but the results will take time because of it. Because you see, if it is a greenfield, like a new metro line, it's one particular. In the brownfield, there are so many things you have to think about it. And the cost also is another issue also is there, obviously. So POCs are happening, but when the things will be actually coming there, I mean, compared this way. I'll give a small example to all of you. Day before yesterday, the Kerala High Court gave a very interesting judgment, which is actually being talked about all over the country. They're saying that they warned all the courts, don't use AI if they are not standardized and standardized tools. Don't use, and because you will be actually intruding into the privacy and certain things, some erroneous results will also come. That is one of the things which is also equally valid for metro rail also. Therefore, all of you, you are a young person and you will be certainly doing very good thing in getting associated with the POC. And we can talk even outside about certain things which I will, there is a paucity of time. I will tell you about what the works the Bombay IIT is doing, even in Kerala they are also doing, and some other DMRC has also are doing in some small worker. Ultimately, it has to be all integrated.
Yeah, so let me also add something because AI is something which we also use in our solution. So AI, we all know, is a generic term, right? There are different AI-based tools for every industry, for every application segment. Like the solutions which I am providing to Metro, I am using AI in a lot of ways, right? To improve the efficiency of systems, to improve the operational efficiency, or to reduce the cost of my work or development or whatever. The solutions you are providing to railway or metro, you must have started using AI to improve, right? To provide better solution faster at a reduced cost. So AI is a generic term, and I think everybody has started using AI based on the use case, right? So we need to identify, including the metros, everyone, we need to identify the areas like DMRC has done. As sir mentioned, they have zeroed down on 5 areas where they can improve things using AI-based tools, and they are working. Similarly, everyone, as I'm saying, is using AI based on the use case and the requirement.
I think with this, we would like to end the session because time is almost over now. And let me, on behalf of all the panelists, again thank Rail Analysis, and also thank you all the panelists and the engaging audience for raising these kind of questions which come during the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for a very detailed and informative session.